Imagine this. It's 1969. Millions of people around the world gather around their television sets. The grainy black and white image flickers across the screen as Neil Armstrong takes that legendary step onto the moon. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But here's the question. What if that step never really happened? What if the greatest achievement in human history was staged? Today, we dive into one of the most famous conspiracy theories of all time, the Moon Landing Hoax.
The theory begins with the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a fierce competition, the space race. America desperately wanted to beat the Soviets to the moon. Conspiracy theorists believe that NASA, under pressure, decided to fake the landing to claim victory. Instead of rockets to the stars, some say the US used Hollywood cameras and sound stages. But why would people believe such a thing? Let's explore the so-called evidence.
First, the flag. In the video footage, the American flag planted on the moon seems to wave. But wait, the moon has no atmosphere, no wind. Skeptics argue this is proof the scene was filmed on Earth, where air currents made the flag move. NASA's explanation? The flag had a horizontal rod at the top to keep it extended. When astronauts twisted it into the ground, the motion caused it to ripple, and with no air resistance, it took longer to settle. So, is it just science or clever movie magic? Next, the shadows. In some photos, objects appear to be lit from different angles, as if multiple studio lights were used. Conspiracy theorists point to one image where an astronaut is brightly lit, even though he's standing in the shadow of the lunar lander. They say, studio spotlight, NASA's rebuttal. The moon's surface reflects some light, acting like a giant mirror. So the astronaut wasn't lit by a spotlight, he was lit by the ground itself. Perhaps the most famous claim, the missing stars. In every single photo and video from the moon, the sky is pitch black. Not a single star twinkles above. Critics say this proves the images were shot on a stage. After all, where are all those billions of stars? Scientists explain it simply. The camera exposure was set for the bright lunar surface and astronauts. Stars, being faint, didn't show up. Just like you can't see stars in daylight photographs on Earth. And then there's Hollywood. Some theorists believe legendary director Stanley Kubrick was hired to film the fake moon landing, right after finishing his space masterpiece, 2001: A Space Odyssey. They claim his realistic sets and lighting techniques were perfect for the job. Even stranger, Kubrick's movie, The Shining, supposedly hides secret confessions, like the little boy's sweater with the Apollo 11 rocket. Surprised? Coincidence? Or cryptic confession? Of course, science hits back hard. Over 800 pounds of moon rocks have been brought to Earth, studied by scientists worldwide. Seismometers left on the moon detected moonquakes. Reflectors placed by astronauts still bounce lasers back to this day, proving someone left them there. And let's not forget, the Soviet Union, America's greatest rival, tracked Apollo missions closely. If the US had faked it, the Soviets would have exposed it instantly. Instead, they congratulated NASA. So why does the moon landing hoax theory refuse to die? Because it taps into something deep. Mistrust of governments, the love of mystery, and the human need to question what we're told. I do not mind Cole. Honestly, I be through. Even with mountains of evidence, some people still whisper, what if?
Whether you believe it was the greatest achievement of mankind or the greatest cover-up of the 20th century, one thing is certain: the moon landing conspiracy reminds us to keep questioning, to stay curious, and to never stop exploring the unknown. After all, if they could fake the moon landing, what else could be hiding behind the curtain?